Hi friends, I am Sweta Kaushal. Please join me in welcoming Rocky Jaiswal, the producer of Hina Khan's film Lines. Hi Rocky,
Hello, Shweta. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thank you so much for having me.
So Rocky, you were telling me you've been associated with the film for long. Tell us about the germination of the idea and how it came to materialization, and then eventually it also went to Cannes, and now it's releasing. This entire long journey, how has it been?
The journey has been phenomenal for us as independent producers. We co-produced the film. Uh, the writers came to us, the producer directly, Rahat, came to us, and he said that he wanted to make this film. And we just couldn't dodge this one. We wanted to get associated with this one because this is such a beautiful concept, and the story is treated in the right way probably that one can expect for this kind of a subject. Uh, and then we got together from the time that we started planning the shoots. Obviously then Hina came into the picture, and then Farida ji was already in the picture. So after that, it was a beautiful journey because we went to shoot it in Kashmir, in interiors, actually Jammu, in Surankot, actual locations and real people. Uh, the writers have actually taken most of the story ideas and inspirations from anecdotes that they have encountered in their life being in Jammu and Kashmir. Rahat and Shakti ji, who's written the film, are from the same part. So that actually helped them to understand the sensitivity of the subject. Uh, then once we made the film and we launched its first look in Cannes, it was again surprisingly and unexpectedly a beautiful thing for us because we never imagined that it would become such a big news. Again, as I said, we all are independent producers here. We collaborate with good people to make good kind of art and create good content. And that is the intention all along, and that is why we took it to the international circuit, because it was much more acceptable and accepting for us. And we got a huge response in Cannes, all thanks to Hina and her red carpet walk. After that, obviously, we had to send it to a lot of festivals in the festival circuit, but due to the pandemic, we were not able to do it to the extent that we would have rather. But one thing I can assure you, that as many festivals that we were able to send it into, Lines has managed to get some awards or other. So that was the beautiful thing about Lines. It's such a phenomenal film. One cannot just miss it. It's just beautiful.
There is a warm feel to it from whatever I have seen. I haven't watched it, but
Absolutely.
from whatever bits I've seen, yes, it does look like a very warm film. Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
So at the first look launch that you just mentioned, there was also this controversy sorts where someone tried to degrade Hina Khan by calling her a TV actor. I mean, just some way of trying to do that. How did you react to that?
Um, Actually, by the time the whole thing would have happened in India, we were out there. And the time we actually reached our villa, we found out back home all these things are happening. So it was surprising. I must tell you, Shweta, that in our industry is probably one of its own kind, where actors and technicians and makers are characterized and segregated and titled in terms of the medium that they have started with, until they break out and become so big that people forget where have they started from. So here we call actors a TV actor, or specify them as TV actors or film actors, or digital actors. It doesn't work like that. An actor is an actor. A producer is a producer. A maker is a maker. That is why the international circuit is very accepting of the people who make good things, and that is why probably you see a lot of Indians going off late to these international film markets and film fraternity, because there they are accepted only because of what they have made and what they are worth, not because of the title that is slapped on them without even them wanting it. Yeah, so having said that, these kinds of things actually don't affect us, don't affect Hina. Obviously it was uncalled for, to be honest, and we have had a huge respect for that kind of an institution and that person. But these things happen, and some maybe downright out of just excitement, and the digital world, the social media works in a very instantaneous way. We see something and we react to it without even thinking how this thing will come out. And probably to give anybody a benefit of the doubt, that might have happened, but it obviously rolled down and snowballed into something bigger and for everybody. For us, I think we went there for a film. We went there with a film. We got whatever we could on our worth, and that is what makes all the difference. That's what matters to us. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah.
You mentioned there's this kind of segregation that happens in our industry. How has it changed? I mean, from what we see, it has changed in bits at least. With the digital penetration, especially in the past 1.5 years or so, how do you see it as a producer?
Uh, Actually, it's a mixed bag, honestly. Uh, we as independent producers, even if like I have personally worked for like 8, 9 years, 10 years in television and have had so much of experience and exposure. I've worked with all kind of actors and production houses and streams and scales, all of that. Uh, because our industry is predominantly and primarily run by the so-called Bollywood and its understanding of how a film should be. Even if there is no story, it has to have a big star cast. So that kind of a thing um, doesn't work for everybody, if you know what I mean. So things have changed since the dawn of OTT into India. Things have changed. People's exposure has increased. Earlier, there were some channels on which some international content was telecasted, and people like us used to watch it. Not everybody used to do it because obviously they would rather watch something in their own mother tongue, own language. Now that the OTT is there and the digital space has expanded exponentially, people have started watching it, and the what you watch actually changes you. So that change, we can see that change has struck its chord with people, and that is why probably people like us are encouraged to go to the platform. Having said that, I would also like to mention one thing, that uh, because of the pandemic, earlier people like us used to go to these OTT platforms. We were also probably revered and you know compensated in the right way. But after the pandemic, what happened? All the biggies who had big films went to the OTTs. So that is like a Hail Mary for us. We don't know what to do. And we would rather, we were rather in a mix of fix what to do. So that was a tough time. We just believed in our projects and we wanted to take it to the international circuit of film festivals, but even that was not happening. So it was a rather tough time for us. And hoping that things are opening up, we hope that it'll change for better for everybody, more inclusive and more encouraging for the youth and the new filmmakers.
In that respect, as you mentioned, the biggies getting onto the digital platforms is kind of sidelining the independent producers or artists as such. In that
Yeah.
respect, do you see any change or how the change would be as and when with time theaters open up and films, major films, go back to theaters?
The answer should be yes to that question, because see, a Bollywood film is made with a lot of money. And economically speaking, if it is made with a lot of money, the producers, the makers would want to make in return a lot of money. So that kind of money cannot be guaranteed on an OTT platform, because they have a certain set, uh, compensation techniques and protocols. They would not go over and above a certain amount of figure. Obviously they do over and above figures for these biggies, but not to that extent. But probably a big name can earn, or a big star can earn in a theater, because the whole of the country would go to watch that film, but not everybody would go and subscribe to that OTT and watch that film. Once things will open up and everybody will have the exposure to go to the theaters, I think the biggest would direct their movies into that particular stream of money, and probably that would direct them to go there, and that would again create some kind of space for people like us, independent producers and upcoming producers who have done good work. So a big ray of hope and light is about to come, I believe.
Do you want to talk about the differences in how Hina Khan is as a person and as a professional?
What to say about everybody? I think is different professionally and personally. Also, they have a very big part to play. Their personal life has a very big part to play. For Hina also, I mean, I can't really talk on her behalf, but the best that I can arrange to tell you is that her personal life and how she is personally inspires her to do even better in whatever she does in her professional space and life. Because again, as I said, I've been talking about it for a long time. She is a very hardworking, very dedicated, and a very genuine soul. She wants to give her 100% in everything she does, because she doesn't believe in 99%. She doesn't believe in miracles. She wants to do whatever she wants to achieve whatever she can by her with the help of her talent and her worth, and that makes her tick. And I think that should be the thing for all of us, honestly, because if we don't believe in ourselves personally, how can we actually communicate or transform that into our professional life? Because at the end of the day, no matter what industry you are creating something, whether a service, a job, a product, a film, a song, or whatever. It is a process of creation. So creation cannot happen without being genuine to yourself. And Hina is one of the most genuine people I've ever come across.
She's talked about how, after meeting you, her parents love you more than they love her. Do you want to talk about the kind of relationship and rapport that you share with her parents, and how did you deal with the tragic loss of her father recently?
To begin with, of that first part of that question, I would say it's an over exaggeration that they love me more, obviously. But yeah, I have a certain rapport with them, because they are very sweet people, and auntie is also very sweet. Uncle was very sweet to me, and no matter where they've come from, they want to be there for their daughter, and consequently to me the same way. They are beautiful people, beautiful soul. I think the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So you can understand that, because if Hina is so genuine, so beautiful as a soul, so are her parents. And see, losing a parent is never easy for anybody. So I don't think words can summarize whatever one goes through, and words will never justify to the feeling that one feels after losing a parent. It's immense, it's massive, and one cannot just fathom how to go ahead after that point in life. So that is the same for everybody. And she's a strong girl. We have all been there with her, will be there with her, and she would shine like always with her parents' blessing.
Do you want to talk about the cultural differences, if at all, you two face when you're together?
um, Cultural differences. I think in India, who has not faced a cultural difference? The point is whether it brings you close or it pushes you further or farther. So I think it's about two people coming together. It's not about what I have been and how I've been brought up or how another person has been brought up. It's more about what are we after we were brought up. you know like our essence of existence, if it matches with somebody else, then only it makes sense to be with somebody. It doesn't happen like it's not an arrangement. It's coming together. There's a difference. So I think no matter the differences, if you're able to talk about it, and if you're able to communicate it, we both have been very transparent to each other. We have been lovely with each other, and that has given us an advantage in terms of guiding our life forward. Yeah, so I think our differences are our strengths because we know both sides of the world, probably.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.